Hey friends, welcome to Channel Surf with Jazz. I'm Jazz and I watch a shit ton of TV. And one of the shows that I'm currently watching, if you can't already tell by my lovely fascinator, is the Real Housewives of Potomac. And I wanted to bring a friend on to recap the Real Housewives of Potomac. And you might know this friend, like you've seen her on TV. She was on one of my favorite new shows, and I'm still very hurt that it's on pause, whatever that may mean. But I wanted to have her on to talk about this show and talk about what she's been up to since we've seen her last. It's Jasmine Ellis Cooper from Summer House of
Hey,
Martha's Vineyard. Jasmine,
Jazz.
it's the Jasmine and Jasmine, okay?
It's the Jazz show.
I love it. I love it, girl. What have you been up to since we saw you last?
Honestly, I've been deep in my nonprofit bag, helping out the people, just focusing on others, which has been really cool. It's gala season, so been
Oh,
gallivanting across
fancy.
the city
Very.
and yeah, just taking care of this constantly growing human being. So,
You had a
yeah,
baby. If people don't know,
a
you had
whole
a whole
baby.
baby.
Yes, he's 20 months now. He is
Oh,
running. We have the cutest little hugs. That is my little bestie, and you cannot take him away from me ever. So
yeah. No,
he's doing good.
he's so cute. And how's Mr. Cooper?
He's doing really well too. So Cy likes to play sides a little bit. Like we have our bestie time, and then him and his dad have their bestie time. They have this whole language that I can't even understand, to be
Oh,
honest.
that's
But
so
we're doing
sweet.
well.
That's good. It's so good to see you. You look good. You look
Oh,
blessed.
thank you, Fran. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
You
You're
look
very,
good in that fascinator.
you
It's
know,
very
thank you so much.
fascinating.
Right, a fascinating fascinator. Shout out to RuPaul's Drag Race. They had a whole runway category dedicated to fascinators a couple seasons ago, and then the Potomac ladies, they all were fascinators to Preakness, which I've never heard of Preakness. Do you know what that is?
Absolutely. I've wanted to go. Well, funny story. I've always wanted to go to the Derby or Preakness,
Hmm.
whichever my availability was leaning towards. But I've always heard of it, never attended. So we should probably put that fascinator to use and go sometime.
100%. I would definitely get a much better one. This is like a little cheap Amazon fascinator.
You look
But
so
I would
cute though in pink.
thank you so much. I will go all out though if I went to Preakness and certainly the Derby. Like I've been saying I want to go to the Derby for like years now. So we'll talk offline about that.
Okay,
Because
okay,
today,
say less.
because today we're here to talk about episode 3 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. A lot went down in this episode, and I want to say this is kind of like a gift and a curse with the Potomac ladies. Every season, they wrote me
Mm-hmm.
in. Like the beginning of the season always starts out so good, and then midway through, they just lose me. And so this season is doing the same exact thing. I'm so hyped up about season 3. What do you think of the season so far?
So I was always a Potomac girly. I've been with these lovely ladies, this lovely group, since the beginning. And, it's been very scandalous up
Hmm.
until this point. I didn't know what their future was going to hold. I was going to wait to see what I was hearing in the streets about the season. And I had like a little bit of a late start, but I'm locked in. So much going on, the dynamics. I'm so excited to get into talking about the dynamics, especially with you. I call you the reality analyst.
Thank you.
So I'm so excited to hear your takes on it. My jaw was on the floor,
Yeah.
quite literally, and I rewound a couple of times. What about you?
I'm enjoying it. I think, like I said, this episode a lot went down. We had a really big moment at Kay's party, which we will get into. But I like to
That's
start out because I mean, we start, yeah, right?
pin K for me, okay?
Oh,
Pin
listen,
K.
lots to say about Miss Girl, but you know what? I actually have a take about her that I don't know is very popular. So I'll wait till we get to her. Let's
Okay.
just start at the top of the episode though. Like we open with what seemed to be like an inconsequential scene with Ashley talking about like going to group fitness classes. But she said something that I really resonated with, and I wanted to point it out because there aren't many times where I resonate with anything that Ashley says or does. But she was talking about being in like group classes. And when she's
Hmm.
in a group class, she feels like she has to be like her competitive side comes out. She wants to be the fastest, the strongest. And that made so much sense to me because Ashley, same sister. Like if I do a group fitness class, I don't care if Billy Blanks and Jane Fonda are in the class with me. I'm out working whoever is in that damn class. So
I'm done. Not Billy Blanks,
I
resurrected.
know. Very, very throwback. Those are the only two people I could think of that came to my head. I resonated with that scene with Ashley. And then we move on to Stacey and her daughter doing this like pageant prep.
Yes.
I want to ask you, Jasmine, as a new parent, how do you feel about putting children into pageants? I know you have a son, but if you had a daughter, how do you feel about that?
So I'm actually a pageant girl myself.
That
Um,
tracks. That makes so much sense.
so surprising, right?
You're
No,
so elegant. It makes all the sense.
I definitely think that I'm gonna stand. I'm sorry. I stand for pageantry just because there is something important about a young lady that's Arabella's age
Mhm.
about being with your peers, kind of coming together and learning what it's like to compete, learning more about yourself, how you come off to the world, being supported in a space. And I don't know, just shining. She was
Yeah.
radiating, in my opinion. And I would not be surprised if Stacey herself had done pageants. I know her background is modeling
Mhm.
before
Mhm.
she got into television, but I see a bright future for Arabella. No notes.
100%. She was so cute, so poised.
Yeah, my
I
daughter would
mean,
absolutely be.
yeah, yeah. I'm not a pageant girl, but if I had a daughter, I probably would want her to be in there because I also just think like it's such a girly thing, like such a rite of passage getting your makeup done. I don't know about the heavy, heavy makeup as a child, but I think it would be fun.
Exactly. And I
Yeah,
love that soft glam, like toning it down is just
yeah,
more normal in
yeah.
the space. But I know when I was doing pageants, my mom and I would butt heads because I was very opinionated. But typically for others, it's a really good bonding experience for parent and child.
Yeah, and you join a long list of other Bravo celebrities who have been in pageants. Ashley, who we just talked about, she was a pageant girl. Candace
Mm-hmm.
Dillard Bassett, also a pageant
Mm-hmm.
queen. Kenya Moore, the pageant girly.
The
Okay.
OG.
Yeah, so all of you beautiful ladies are from the pageant world. I love that. Now, next scene after we leave Stacey, we get to Kay and Wendy's scene. I think this is one of the three like larger scenes of this episode when they were, sitting on the dock of the bay and
Mm.
Wendy rolls up. I'm gonna just say this. I hated Wendy's outfit. I'm not mincing words. She rolled up in that purple satin
Okay,
blazer
was
with
it the
shorts.
color or was it just the structure of the fit?
It was everything. It was the color. It was the. I'll say this: her clothes always fit her very well. Outside of
Yes.
one outfit, I'm gonna bring that one up too later, but it fit her very well. But I didn't like the color. I just didn't like the idea. And Wendy, don't get me wrong, that's a baddie. That's a beautiful woman. But she rolled up, and I was like, this seems so out of place.
It makes me wonder where she thought what kind of vibe it was going to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I got the sense when she strolled up with the bobbin and the glasses just coordinated,
Yes.
you're going to see me
Yeah.
in this conversation. That's
Yeah.
the energy that I got. So maybe she chose like a very bright lavender to be seen. I honestly had no time to process what she was wearing because the second she sat down, it was on site.
It was. What did you think of that? Like, what do you think of Kay's issue with Wendy?
Hmm. I'm not even going to choose my words carefully.
Don't.
It's very interesting,
Mhm.
and this should really be studied. I think that's why they roped me in. It really was the K of it all. K is so fascinating to me. So we ended off the reunion, right,
Mhm.
with whispers here and there that she came from alleged drug dump money, or she had like a drug dealer
Right.
boyfriend. I think she kind of told something on herself with the chin checked of it all. If we understand verbiage, it's
Mhm.
very revealing at times. So I in no way, shape, or form, like we're friends. Not even if I'm sleepwalking would I think of referring to anything having to do with you or anybody as chin checks. It's
Right.
a very unique word to a very unique kind of background.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that stood out to me. In this sit down with Wendy, it's very obvious that she's decided I've gotten close to Gizelle. So I'm going to about face and Wendy's my op, or Wendy is going to be
Oh.
my problem. It's very clear that
Hmm.
she intentionally felt a false sense of what path she was going to take. Let's look into the
Yes.
dynamics coming into the season. I'm bringing on Angel. She's a wag. Just Jizzy and I have gotten good. She got Nick
Mm.
Jizzy. That's a whole thing. Wendy did not fit the trajectory that I believe that Kay thought that she was going to take. I have the fits. I'm going to make sure Greg is prepped. I'm going to insulate myself to where no one can come for me. But the unfortunate thing, and I can relate to misjudging this environment
Mhm.
sometimes, is
Mhm.
you really have to know yourself and see yourself in it.
Yeah.
Because to try to position yourself as a top girl when really it's your first season as an official housewife is a mistake.
Mm.
If I were Kay, what I would have done was take a step back, let everybody get to know my girls, outfits always on 10, and then kind of see what problems arise.
Mhm.
She came in with such a specific plan and problem that there was no real room for improvisation whatsoever. She kind of boxed herself in. You're going to go against wordsmith Wendy?
Hmm. You
So
drive
that's
a
why it was
really
so
good
easy
point.
for Wendy to laugh, because it is
Yeah.
laughable. It says,
Mhm.
oh no, you're not reading this right. I
Yeah.
have some comments on her mother as well, but we'll get to that later.
Yes, yes. No,
What about you?
that is such a good point to make. And to be honest with you, Jasmine, this is why, y'all, this is why I have to have really smart people on here talking with me about TV. I didn't even look at it that way. I didn't even factor in her friendship with Gizelle. I didn't factor in the position that she's in with bringing on a new person who has, like you said, she's a wag. So she brought somebody in who was a woman of status that could hold her
She
own with the
thought she
ladies.
was coming in with more heat than she had.
Yes. Oh, wow. That's good. That's good. Listen, because my
Yeah.
read on the entire thing, like I said, not
Mm-hmm.
considering the other factors, I think is very simple, or I thought it was very simple. Kay is offended because Wendy asked her if she did her own makeup. Like she's offended by that.
But ask yourself, what space does someone have to be offended?
Very
Because she's
true.
seeing herself
Mm-hmm.
as like, oh, there's an open slot for me.
Yeah. Wow. So all of it's a culmination of things, right? Like all of those
Mm-hmm.
things probably played into each other. But yeah, I wasn't even see girl. You were thinking you had your thinking cap on.
I understand I have the privilege of having done this.
That's true.
And
Different
so
POV.
you can misjudge something in a devastatingly way, whether
Yeah.
it's friendships, what this show is.
Mhm.
And we'll get into that in just a minute. I do want to touch a little bit more about work friendships and friendships the way Kay perceived it.
That's where I was going. That's what you
Oh,
actually
girl, we're here.
perfect. Yeah.
We're here.
Perfect intro into the next thing. So here's my other take. I do believe that Wendy is probably a little phony, right? But I think it's because Wendy looks at this like her job, very much like
Yes.
Gizelle does. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but I think they look at this like this is their job. Gizelle even said when I used to executive produce Reality with the King and we had her on the show back in the day, she was like, I do this show and then I go home to my girls. Like this is not her entire life. And so I think with Kay, she doesn't realize that yet. She thinks like, okay, we're all cultivating these real friendships. It's also why she misread her closeness with Gizelle. She thought Gizelle thought you had a friend, right? And then Gizelle was producing in the very next scene. But I think she misread Wendy, and Wendy is just there to work and make her money so that she can
I
pay
think
for her
she's
lawyers.
misreading all of it,
Mm-hmm.
because on the offset, I feel ambivalent about Giselle. I don't love her, I don't hate her,
Mm-hmm.
but she's necessary for what this
100%.
show is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you just pay attention a little bit, I don't even think it crossed Kay's mind. Here's my empathetic take. I don't think it crossed Kay's mind that Giselle might not even like her.
Yeah. Mm.
And so the consequence of someone who can be so committed to, like you said, this is a job.
Yeah.
It's not about Cal's friend Kay. It's about you digging this hole for yourself, and I'm going to ask the questions to help you do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She's an executive producer through and through.
She's smart.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But wow, what a good point to make. Kay thought that she was coming in with a lot more backup. She misread the entire thing. And of course, she is a little hurt because Wendy clocked her and was like, did you do your own makeup? I do want to know though. She's never answered the question. Kay, did you do your own makeup? You look great, but I want to know too. Inquiring minds want to know.
We still don't have an answer, and it's been asked like 4 times.
Yes,
I
questions
don't
that
know.
need
This is
answer, Kay. Let the people know. But one other thing that I feel like not enough people are talking about with that conversation,
mhm.
both of them arguing about not liking Gizelle. Like, what was that about?
You don't like her. No,
No, you don't
no,
like
you
her.
don't like her. I said, oh, not what's that Spider-Man meme where it's
Yep.
like this? It's like they both tried to rat each other out because you can tell there were other conversations where they
Yeah.
tried to out each other,
Mhm,
and it kind of
mhm.
canceled out.
Yeah, but it's a thing. They probably don't like Gizelle, but like I always say, Gizelle is Regina George. Gizelle is Isis from Bring It On. Okay. Gizelle is Cher Horowitz. She is a popular girl in high school that everybody wants to
Come
be
on,
friends with.
references.
They are, yeah, look, pop culture down. Okay. But Gizelle, they all want her approval. They all want to be her friend. Like,
Hmm.
as we see it, they will turn on each other just to get closer to her. She is the nucleus of this show. She's the face of the show. And so everyone who comes in
Yeah.
wants to be in her good graces. And so that was a very interesting part of the conversation because you guys, neither of you like Gizelle. That's interesting.
We're not shocked. I don't think that's, again, and I'm drink every time I really niche down on like the character analysis that is Kay.
Yeah.
That wasn't the most revelatory thing that was said. It was the confidence in her speaking about her relationship and her closeness with
Hmm.
Gizelle that peaked
Hmm.
all the way through this conversation.
Yeah. I'm sure more of that is going to come out, but I want to run into the next scene where we are at Angel's house. And we already talked about the chin checking thing, but in this scene, Angel is talking to her husband about it. She's talking to, I think, her father and then her husband's mom. So
Her
she's just having,
mother-in-law.
yeah, her
Hmm.
mother in law. She's having a family conversation about the chin checking thing. Now, I personally, I understand how chin checking could be maybe aggressive, but as we already established,
Very.
I don't really I'm not in community with people who would say that, right? So I just feel like I wouldn't be that personally offended by it, but Angel seems to be so offended by it.
I have another. You know, I'm a writer, so I'm constantly analyzing
Yeah,
people
yes, you are.
and the
Talk to
way
me.
that we handle things the way we do, especially having done reality. It's fascinating if you really think about it. So, if we look at Angel, I know a reinvention when I see one.
Ooh, speak
Angel
on
and
it.
Kay, Angel and at Temple, they've known each other since they were 18, I believe. The way that Kay laid it out was like, we would look out for each other. We kind of came up and hustled together and just kind of figured it out. To be friends with Kay back then,
Mm.
who would Angel have had to have been?
Ah.
I'm not saying Angel's like immediately knew, like, oh, chin check. What does that
Mhm.
even mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
Angel's not Stacey. She's not Stacey. And
Right,
she's not me
right.
because I didn't even know what it meant. I had to go look it up. Or I had to go, call a family
Right.
member, like, hey, what does it mean?
What a chin check.
Would you be offended? I think Angel's in a new space.
Sure. Yeah.
And I sense that Kay might be having a dynamic with Angel like it was when they were friends back then. And
Mm.
Angel has reinvented herself to just move beyond a lot of things. But this scene with her family, I really love family conversations.
Sure.
But you could tell the parents didn't have much to say. It's like, well, y'all
Yeah.
figured that out. But her husband also kept it very like succinct, I guess.
Yep. Mhm. Mhm.
She understood fully the gravity and the weight of Kay saying that because she knows Kay.
Right.
I don't think anybody else got it, to be honest.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I think they kind of sensed like, yeah, that wasn't cool for a friend to say, but I don't really think they understood like what chin checking is and how
Mhm.
her saying it to the new housewife, which
Yeah.
happens to be her friend, like what that means. What was your take on like the dynamics between her family?
I mean, I do agree. And I think you made a really you called something out that's great. Maybe Angel has reinvented herself, and that's why chin checking in her past life, she knows exactly
It's like
how
a
you should react.
callback.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that how you know how you should react when someone says that they've chin checked you, or you know what it means when someone says
Mhm.
that they chin checked you. I didn't understand the gravity of that. I was just like, it doesn't feel if my friend said it, I would be like, why would you say that? And then why would you say that to someone who's like not us before you came to me about it? But I didn't take so much offense. I was like, she's making a mountain out of a molehill. But to your point, if in a past life things were different, chin checking has a completely different implication.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's interesting. We're going to see that play out. The thing with these reality shows that I always find fascinating in terms of friendships and like
Mhm.
I do not mean to throw you under the bus here, right?
No, let's talk
Right?
about it.
We see people come in who have been friends for so long. Like in their case they've been friends for 20 years. In
Exactly.
your case on Summer House Martha's Vineyard, you came in with Jordan who was, you were calling her your sister cousin, right?
Hmm.
So much history. And then we see the dissolution of those friendships. And I feel like Kay and Angel might be headed down the same path that you and Jordan kind of followed. What do you think about that?
So it's interesting. I saw people still send me stuff in terms of like Bravo updates. Like I don't like I just need to be informed. But I saw something about a lawsuit about Kay being put out there, and I just didn't realize she was 37. That's what kind of took me back. Like, wait, Kay's 37? I don't know why I thought it was given like 32, 33. And I had to process that. And so I bring that up in relationship to the friendship dynamics when you come onto these shows. I experienced it with Jordan and I experienced it with Mariah. With Mariah, we've been
Right.
friends
Oh my gosh.
since
Yes.
college. And what I'll say is in an environment that's not like this, to where nothing goes unchecked, nothing's too small.
Hmm.
Anything that you would typically navigate in terms of the rhythm of a friendship, it's going to be pointed out by someone.
Yeah.
So in my case, I just had this huge milestone, which I was obviously, as we know, overly excited about. And Jordan and Mariah weren't in that space. They were happy for me, but entering this space that is reality television, naturally, as in any society, there's a hierarchy.
Hmm.
And for me, reflect back often on whether I was being placed by the structure of our show at the top of the hierarchy. It might have been perceived as I put myself there.
Hmm.
And that's a threatening thing. And right now, Angel just having homegirl common sense and hey, did you ask Wendy about her kids? As a also mother and wife.
Hmm.
Um, Kay's mind, Angel's disturbing that. She's not sticking to the plan. She's not suited up to the role that Kay had mapped out for her.
Yes.
I experienced the same thing. I think with Jordan, the undertone of all of our stuff is it felt like I was going after stuff maliciously, and really, I'm just a great ass person. I can't help that. Like, I am who I am. And so to not fit a friend's narrative in a space like this,
Hmm.
you question everything. And so any kind of imbalancing, especially amongst women, it like this needs to be studied.
Yes.
Truly, it needs to be studied because you're right. So many friendships just die
Yeah.
in a reality space. And it's
Yeah.
because of dynamics like this.
And I hate to see it. That's such a great point to bring up, though. When you embark on a journey such as reality TV with someone that you knew before this life, there is an expectation that probably both sides come in with, right? Some
Mhm.
sides, as you see with Kay, it's like, hey, you defend me at all costs. Like in front of everybody, you always show that you have my back
Like you did when we were 18,
when
but
we were
we're not
18, but we're
18.
almost 40 now. Things are different. Angel, like you said, is a wife and a mother. So she has a different POV of some things. And then it's also
Exactly.
just with maturity. Yeah, this lady
Exactly.
told you that her children were sick. You're offended that she asked you if you did your own makeup, which is like a shady question. I'm
Oh
not,
no, it's
I'm not
shady for sure.
diminishing that.
Absolutely.
But like, yeah, Angel wasn't wrong to be like, well, did you ask about her kids? Because like, did you, girl? Or were you just in your feelings about doing your own makeup?
Did you see Kay's face when she
Yes.
asked that?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the things that doesn't even say. Her reactions say so
No poker
much.
face. No poker
Kay
face.
is not who we think she is. That's all I'm gonna say on the record. That's all I'm
Oh,
gonna say on the record.
okay. Well, off the record, I want to know more about that. Let's lighten the mood and just talk about somebody whose face, speaking of faces, a face that I absolutely love. I mean, Jassy is back. Is it Jassy? Jazzy?
I think it's Jazzy. I
It
think
is
it's Jazzy.
Jasmine. Like, okay, quick personal aside. Like, your name is Jasmine spelled with an S.
Uh huh.
My mom, when she was naming me, she named me because she liked this Jasmine bubble bath that she used to use when she was pregnant with me, right? Everybody thinks it's like
Right.
after Jasmine Guy, it's like after a bubble bath, literally.
Like the rest of us.
Right. Everybody else born in like the late 80s, early 90s, all the Jasmines are Jasmine Guy. My mom was like, I'm sure Jasmine Guy has something to do with it, but she loved this bubble bath. So anyway, when she was coming up with my name, she's like, I want to spell it with a Z because I want her nickname to be Jazz, and Jaz is Jazz, right? So like whenever I see Jazzy, I laugh to myself because I think of my mom because I'm like, my mom would see that and say Jessie.
Not your mom reading the rest of us. Sorry, like dang.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, we'll get. Well, you're right. She has a point. I'm sorry. She ate that. She has a
She
point.
she did indeed eat that, but it is always so funny though because my name never gets spelled the right way. Like it's always spelled with an S, and I always
That's
like
crazy.
correct people in emails. They're like, "Hey, Jasmine," I'm like, "It's actually Jasmine with a Z," and they're always like, "Well, autocorrect put the S in." I'm like, "Great, but when you want to say fuck and autocorrect says duck, you fix it, right?
Ah!
Do the same thing for me."
Oh, let me go check our text real quick. Make sure I ain't never offended nobody.
Nope, you always get it. You've always gotten it right, which I appreciate. But if you had gotten it wrong, I would have been like, "Hey, girl, love you
But
down."
Jazzy has hers J
SSI.
A. Do we even know how she spells her regular Jasmine?
I don't even know if her real name is Jasmine.
That's the first question. Let's start there because I
Maybe it
think
really
we're.
is Jazzy.
Is she one of us?
I I don't know. I need to do more research. So Jazzy is back. Do you like
Oh,
Jazzy? How do we feel about her? Do you think she should be full time? What is your read on her?
first off, she's a sweetheart.
Mhm.
But my take on Jazzy is another wag. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna flip to my producer hat. You've taught me so much. If I'm looking at Jazzy, I'm thinking, okay, another wag, cool.
Mhm.
But we have Angel. I'm gonna see how this season plays out, and then we'll slide Jazzy in as needed. Because at some point, Stacey gonna need an ally, a friend to lean
Yeah.
on at any time. I like Jazzy. She had a lot of family dynamics that were like we have a lot of questions about.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well dressed, beautiful woman. She just seemed like a really good friend, like somebody you would want to grab a drink with. And so I liked that
Yeah.
aspirational but yet super relatable
Mhm.
personality about
Mhm.
her.
Yeah. I'm very much I can be roped in by pretty things. I love aesthetics. I love beautiful things, beautiful people. So her face to me, like she is so beautiful. And I know I'm glazing her a lot, right? Like I literally said this in a TikTok video. I think I've commented on but she's so pretty to me that I'm like, I want her as a full-time housewife. I just want to see her more. She
I
could
get
completely
that.
be on some bullshit, but I'm like, I just wanna see her more, like, something about her face to me, I'm just, like, so
It's
drawn
pleasant.
in. Yeah, it is, and she seems like she has a really sweet demeanor, right? And there is a story there, like, she is married, like, she's getting right now, as we see in the show, she's married now, but at this point in the show, she wasn't married yet. So
Hmm.
she's planning a wedding to this man, and they have a kind of shady origin story to their relationship. I need cameras around, I wanna know, and it's not that, like, I don't want to say it's just the mess, but like I'm watching reality TV. I need a little bit of mess. And no, you know what I'm saying? She's concocted the story about like how they met and like she went on reality with the king with Carlos and she talked about it. But it's like that's something that I kind of want to follow a little bit because that's
That
interesting to
makes
me.
sense.
You
That
know?
makes sense. It's like you planted a seed, so we want to see it come to fruition. I get that.
Exactly, exactly. But yeah, I like her. I did in this conversation find it funny though that they were gossiping about Giselle's so-called man. I'm gonna tell you something about Gizelle or how I feel about Gizelle and her love life. I don't give a shit. I don't care about Giselle's love life
We
anymore.
don't. She's not going to give that to us.
She's not. That's literally that. Look, I have it. I have these cards, y'all. Literally on her. Giselle is never
Not us
letting
sharing
us
the
into her
brain.
love. Right. She's never letting us into her love life ever again after Sherman.
And honestly,
Yeah.
there's more men we're trying to get to know. I think there's been like a stalemate with the significant others that I'm
Mhm.
excited about Tia's husband. I'm excited
Yeah.
about Angel's husband. Like, give us some more men.
Yeah. It's like I don't really care. I know she had Jamal on there when they were like fake getting back together, and then she had that other kid from Winter House. I forget his Jason. She
Jason.
had Jason. So fake to me. Like, girl, just you were getting your groove back, girl. We did not need to see that man
I was
on our
actually
screen.
very offended because why would you insult my intelligence like this?
Right. Trying to act like it was more than what it was. Like you were just he was just scratching an itch, Giselle, keeping it
Like,
PG.
we know your type, woman,
And he is not it. Come
at
on now.
all.
Giselle, she's hilarious. But okay, next scene we get Tia and her children. And all I have to say, I really like
Are we
Tia.
doing our accents? Okay,
I'm,
yay.
I'm trying to do mine, isn't it? What do you think of it?
So, funny enough, I've actually loved doing this actual accent. It's like a bit Manchester. Tia, as a housewife, fabulous. Absolutely love it. Her children, her husband, they're all lovely. Absolutely lovely.
She's amazing, yeah.
Yes.
but
Absolutely.
I didn't like her referring to her husband as the nanny. It's a bit disrespectful, isn't
I'm
it?
gonna give her a pass on that one. I think she was taking a piss in it. Simply because I think she had a little banter, but I don't think she meant it. But she forgot that she was on camera.
Absolutely. Otherwise, I like her. I really enjoy
No
her.
notes.
Love her accent, love her poshness. I'm sure if she was listening to this right now, she'd be heavily offended because I feel like I sound partially like Australian, like a little bit. Well, I don't know where the accent is from, y'all. I
We're
tried.
not from here. That's the point. She
That's
did. She
really
did.
what
Listen, she did an accent of us, so it's only fair.
you sure
Um,
did.
were you surprised when you saw her husband though?
Surprised in what way? Throwing it back to you.
Wow, very professional, very clever girl. I don't know. I was just surprised. Like, huh?
Hmm.
That's literally
Interesting.
what. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what I was expecting. I just,
I think
yeah,
in the most respectful way, because nothing's wrong with her husband.
no, none at
I
all.
think when I saw him, I think I pictured someone else. Like if I'm thinking of her husband,
There we are.
right? There we are.
You said it properly. That's what I
Exactly.
meant.
I think that I thought of someone else as her man. As her
Okay.
the accent. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm trying. I think
We
I
just
thought
gotta
about
drop
somebody
it
else.
because it's
Mhm.
just it's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I'm butchering it real bad, but A for effort.
A for effort, darling.
Yeah, I do think I pictured somebody else, but
Hmm.
not in a bad way, right? It was just like, "Oh,"
Agreed.
you know what I'm saying? Like, to your point, beautiful children, though. The children are lovely.
Lovely. It just goes to show when you have someone with young kids, it brings so much life
Yeah,
into the entire dynamic.
I
I
like
mean, they were absolutely being, it's kind of like the banter we used to see with Giselle's girls.
Yeah, it reminded me of that too, and I feel like Gizelle is at her best when she's with those girls, right?
Hmm.
When we watch her
Yeah.
being a mom, there is nothing sweeter than that. But yeah, it's the same with Tia, and then she had the chat with her husband just about different responsibilities and their different parenting styles. I think, I'm not a parent just yet. I think when they start having those conversations, they're always so fascinating for me because I'm always thinking about like my fiance and I talk about this all the time, like what type of parents we're gonna be. But I feel like it's
Pause.
gonna be so different.
I don't know if you've talked about this yet, but can we just see the ring, sis?
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
There we
Just
go. He
brilliant.
did
Oh,
good. He did good. Love you,
he
babe.
did so well.
Thank
That's
you.
a good man, Savannah.
Carlos literally said this.
Because that's a good
That is a good man, Savannah.
but yeah, I get kind of what you're getting at with the dynamics of what are we gonna do in that
Mhm,
scenario, or like
mhm.
what kind of responsibilities or expectations do you have so we can discuss them and negotiate? Because sometimes it is a negotiation.
I was gonna ask you that when you and Silas before you guys had baby Sai.
Mm-hmm.
Were there conversations had about like what type of parents he would be? And then has that changed since he's been in this world for the last 20 months?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, it's changed. I love sitting down with my little T, having a renegotiation every 6 months. Every 6 months.
Yeah.
Your son needs to go to daycare. I need more time out with the girls. I need you to do this. And he's like, okay. Very like, okay. I think on the offset, the idea of kids when
Mhm.
we were dating or engaged or even before we got pregnant versus like them being here, very different.
Yeah.
I think it'd be very unrealistic to like have preliminary conversations and then not adjust after the
Right.
children are here
Mhm.
because they're not an idea. They're like literally in our face.
Mhm.
And so for us, for Silas and I, there was like a cultural difference for us. And I know in general, women typically tend to be the primary parent.
Mhm.
But I've actually fallen in love with being the primary parent because as a parent, I'm actually more controlling than I am in the rest of my life. So I appreciated kind of what we initially had set up because I really wanted a lot to say. I had a lot of opinions. I had a lot of expectations.
Mhm.
And he was like, all right, well, whatever you want. But now it's more so, okay, now this is the way I need you to engage
Yeah.
differently. So yeah.
I love hearing that. I also love that you said like you're a lot more controlling as a parent because people would have you think based on their, limited knowledge of Silas and watching him in season 1 of Martha's Vineyard that he would be controlling. And it's like, no.
No, and I
Like
get it.
a
I
real sweet,
completely get it.
easygoing person. Yeah.
I completely get it. But I think what you also come to learn about me from the show is that stuff has to be on fire for me to really have like a legit opinion or like, wait a
Right.
minute.
Hmm.
And I think just my son is that fire for me now.
Oh, I love that. Your son is that fire.
Yeah.
That's so
I don't play
sweet.
about him.
Yeah, I imagine not real mama bear stuff, right?
That part.
Speaking of fire, in this next scene, someone showed up with an outfit that I want to set on fire. And it's the shopping scene with Tia, Wendy, Gizelle, and Angel. And Wendy comes in with that white frock with those ruffle shorts that look like bloomers. Um,
It was a rough week that week. Like styling wise, it was just let's just get it done. Let's get
who
in and
did it?
out. Even
I
a
need to know.
simple white pant, short pant, anything would have been.
It
I mean,
looks like
hey,
a baby's outfit. Like speaking of baby side, that looks
I
like
was like,
something that you put on your baby.
but you know what? And I will always give acknowledgement when someone takes a fashion risk. It doesn't always pay off.
Hmm.
So A for effort, but we all can just go without that. But this scene was
Yeah, it was a bad fashion all around because then Giselle also had on like her shapewear as a
mhm.
regular shirt. And it's like it wasn't even like the good, cute shapewear. It was like Alibaba kind of like shapewear.
Do you think it was G&A?
I hope not. I'm gonna hope that that wasn't GNA, unless she was just like showing us the control. Because Mama was snatched, she was snatched, and the girls were
She works
sitting.
out.
So you know, if that was GNA, and Giselle wore that purposely to like show us the control, you are a marketing genius. Because I was like, that is hideous. She should wear that under something, but it did pull her in so well. So shout out to you for that.
Now she going into auntie mode. Jesus.
It's not even about the modesty. It just didn't look. It just
No,
Giselle, in the
no.
words of Karen, Giselle is lucky that she's a good looking woman.
Won't he do it?
I'm being very mean. I'm not trying to be mean. Look, these ladies are gorgeous. Wendy
No.
usually has the looks together, which is why I'm like, what happened?
All of them are stunning, but I have to say, the thing that stood out initially for me in the scene was Tia having no problem getting Giselle together
Oh my God. Like, I loved when she did that with Giselle. That was on my note card for us to talk about when she said,
with class.
"You're not telling me." What did she say? What was the quote? Do you
I
remember?
think she said respectfully. No, she didn't say respectfully. Oh,
I
with
didn't think
all
so.
due respect, maybe. I
You
you're not the
you're not
one
the
to be
one.
giving me like you're not the one. Just you're
Exactly.
not the one.
Because Giselle, who are you standing there telling her that her outfit that she wore to the yoga class or the yoga event wasn't stylish? I actually thought Tia looked good.
I thought she looked appropriate for what they were doing. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, she looked
Another
good.
thing that stood out to me as like a little interesting tidbit, I was like, great pivot, great navigation, Tia. Like, look out for Tia. I'm just mark my words.
Mm,
Because to have Giselle in her Giselle way versus be like, what? Be like, oh well, you DM'd me years ago, didn't you?
mhm.
Tia said, well, let me come with the facts. And this is why. And it tied right back into what she was originally saying. Well done.
Literally, she did not let Giselle trip her up because Giselle tried to paint
Period.
it as if Tia came to her on some fan stuff, and Tia's like, "No, no, I actually heard that you were a bad dresser, so I wanted to give you some tips."
Not dress up.
She
I'm
got her
done. Okay.
together very good. But in this scene, we also saw Angel, right? And
Mm-hmm.
talking about the whole chin checking thing again. Honestly, next wrap the chin checking up. I don't want to hear about it after next week's episode. I'm done with it. Okay. Don't want to hear
Agreed.
it again. But she was talking about the whole chin checking thing. I think Angel was dead wrong for bringing up Kay's fight as a friend of 20 years. Why would
It's
you do
just
that?
so if I'm Angel in this scenario and women are telling me about my friend,
Hmm.
there's something very too vulnerable about someone telling me about what my friend said about me.
Okay.
And so I think she just wanted like a I'm good. Well, actually she should like it was like a just
Mhm.
a rebuttal, but I really actually think it came from a place of being new, trying to figure out what's what, already having an earful from Kay and
Yeah.
trying to have it match up with what you're actually experiencing yourself, and feeling like she has the dunce hat on. Like, well, considering da 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 da, I agree with you. It wasn't right, but I understood it. If that makes sense.
No, that's a really good perspective, to be honest. And I think you bring up a good point. There's a lot of pressure when you guys are on TV, when you're in these scenes with people that you might not like, you're getting to know for the first time. And I think
Yeah.
there is a level of like wanting to appear cool, right? To put it in the most basic of terms, because I'm watching the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and there's a woman on there, Bronwyn. She was like accused of like wearing some fake jewelry or something. I'm just getting into SLC, so please forgive me if my facts are off. But Bronwyn said like she lied about this thing because she wanted to be cool, and I thought that was like so real because I think that is what you guys go through.
You're absolutely right. I think about my time doing reality TV, and everyone just kind of does things what they think they should be doing
Hmm.
versus what I miss about the era of reality TV that we're just kind of so far from, where as long as you look cute, like, so what? You
Right.
can repeat an outfit. I mean, ideally, hopefully not in the same season, but like you can just wear whatever. As long as you look somewhat put together, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be like name brand or like top of the line or like Gucci down to my socks like I'm Biggie Papa. Like, it doesn't have to be that. But for her to share that, it's so endearing because it's so honest.
Hmm.
Because this
Hmm.
isn't a normal workplace.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like being an influencer, but everybody sees your every move. So I
Yeah.
appreciate her being honest about that. And you can see that for Angel, she just had a baby.
Yeah.
And not to get in too much into appearance, but when we look at all the flashback photos of Angel, she does look a bit noticeably just different. But she just
Sure.
had a
Mhm,
baby. So I can
mhm.
only imagine how extra heightened her
Yeah,
awareness or her sensitivities are to
yeah,
how like she's being. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There is a pressure to be liked by the audience because we know the fandom is brutal, and then also be liked by the ladies because, as we can see, when you're new, Stacey is going through this right now. You get hazed at some point, right? Either your first season or, in Stacey's case, her second season. You're gonna get hazed, and so she is naturally wanting to
Yeah.
put herself in good standing.
I'm sorry, I'm shaking my head because I'm very passionate. I find a very kindred spirit in Stacey through her
Oh,
quirkiness and just
yes.
she's not, even if she's putting on airs, you know she's harmless.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
there's something so like I can sun you that
100.
makes you a target. So
Yeah.
I maybe I'm over relating, but like I recognize that in Stacey.
I don't think you're over relating because I think that that's why the audience is gravitating towards Stacey though, right? Because like I think people can see that in her. They also see
Hmm.
that she's not taking it too seriously. Like they told her her breath was hot. She grabbed a mitt and then at the end said, "Got his breath."
That's how you lean into no one can tell me who I am. And you have to be
Exactly.
so grounded in these spaces because, like we were just talking about, there's all these pressures and you'll try to meet the moment, but like don't meet it so far off from like your own base because that's how they
Mhm.
get you.
Mhm. As soon as you show some vulnerability, it's like, "Oh, we got her in that area." Even
Yeah.
taking it back to, like, the episode before episode 2 when they're sitting at the party and she's talking to Wendy and Tia. Wendy and Tia are bonding over being Nigerian, and Stacey goes, "Guys, you girls aren't gonna wanna hear this, but, like, I'm also Nigerian." And then she's in her confessional talking about, "I just felt so happy with, Wendy and Tia talking about being Nigerian. I feel like I found my sisters." That's what she said in her confessional.
I'm literally
Like,
about to cry from laughing because it's just like that you cannot pay to have that kind of personality. You really
no,
can't. You either
no,
have it or you don't. It's kind of like
exactly.
Kenya in a regard. Like no one can like do Kenya. It just
Gosh.
yeah, I don't know.
We're sharing a brain because I was about to bring Kenya up. I was gonna bring up Kenya.
Are you
I was
serious?
gonna bring up, yeah, I was gonna bring up Kenya, Portia, and Candace as
Hmm.
3 housewives who were not OGs that came into their respective cities and they just fit, right? They just did it. Even when they were at odds with other people on the cast, they just fit. Okay.
Yeah.
Stacey needs to be added to that number because she's here and like she's not an OG, she's a new housewife, but something about her, it just fits. Even though they're trying to haze her, she just fits.
Hmm. I even love how she brought AJ.
OJ,
I
yeah.
love that again. Lot of estrogen on the cast. We need like significant others. We need male best friends,
Mhm.
colleagues, whatever. And so I
Mhm.
love that. That's something. I get that it's strategic, but no complaints.
100%.
No
Because
complaints.
he is always gonna have that's her best friend. He comes in, he's able to have her back in moments where she doesn't really have another ally or like a strong
Yeah.
ally, right? He plays a really good role there. And I like that he just kind of has a presence. He's not in every episode, not in every scene, but he has a presence enough to know if he shows up with her at a party,
Hmm.
the girls are gonna try and he's gonna be right there with his girl as he should be.
Yeah, I love that. I love that for her.
Me too. So the next scene is, what I think is like the anchor scene of this episode. It's Kay's Preakness party.
I
And
wish I brought something to drink because this is I'm getting a little visibly uncomfortable.
now listen, what I will say again, speaking on Stacey, she is a comedian. When Kay opened the door and Stacey is standing there with this like pageant smile, like, hi.
Hey, Kay. Like,
Like, I don't know. Like you said, maybe she's unaware, but maybe she is fully aware of what she's doing. And like, whatever the case, I'm here for it.
and small little aside, I need Stacey's management to get her into comedic television and film.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. I do want to bring up we see Greg, Kay's boyfriend, and
Hmm.
last season, Greg was a big part of Kay's storyline. General, like, kind of negative reaction
Yeah.
from the audience. I think this season, Kay and Greg are certainly trying to rehab his image and
Hmm.
kind of put
Hmm.
him back in like good standing. This is a delicate topic though, right? Because partners are often misread on camera. And I wanted to just talk to you about season 1 of Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
People had this perception of Silas.
Hmm.
And obviously for you, that's not the person that you were with. And we know editing is meticulous. We
Of
know
course.
that anytime you're on a reality TV show, there is a story that needs to be told. It's reality TV, but there is a story that needs to be told. And so everybody has an archetype. And so unfortunately, Silas was kind of assigned this like domineering, unyielding, grumpy
Controlling.
husband, controlling husband archetype, right?
Hmm.
Greg got a similar reception. Like the audience responded to him in a similar way last
Hmm.
season. What is it like to have to navigate people having this idea of your husband, your significant other, and you knowing that that is not who he is at all?
Well, it's something that if I had to go back, I would even slow down my response, like even slower in how I'm processing how what archetype I'm fulfilling, what archetype he's fulfilling. And I can't help but wonder all the really nice sweet stuff that he did that they just felt like does not serve.
Yeah.
Our brain can only take so much as an
Mhm.
audience. And
Mhm.
I understand it's a business and I get that we all have a lane in associations as humans, period. We thrive off of association archetypes. So initially it was I understood, but at the same time I was just like, now why am I in it? Like, but as my writer brain was like, oh, okay, because just like I'm talking about earlier with Kay, you can learn about a person through how they engage with other people, etc. And so navigating that it was just weird.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can
Yeah.
describe it. It's weird, and whatever's left out is irrelevant because the reality when you're in these spaces working, because it is
Mhm.
work,
Mhm.
is no one talks about like the lack of food, the influx of liquor, like
Yeah.
how you don't sleep, all the like logistic stuff. And there's also just no amount of what's that saying? People just don't care about the excuses or the whys. They
Yeah.
just know what they're seeing.
Mhm.
And so there was a part of that we just had to take on the chin and accept. Now, if he was not deployed and on a season 2, I can't sit here and be like, we would have consciously tried to address some of
Right.
those things because it's natural to want to be like, no, here's the rest of this whole human being.
Right. Right.
But doing it this way, don't recommend it. Don't
Yeah.
recommend it because
Yeah.
Greg, the type of person that he seems to be, as in his totality, um, is just trying to make Kay happy. And unfortunately, I don't think he had. or he felt like he had enough space to be like, hey, babe, isn't that gonna come off a little phony if I da da da? Or like, do I need to be in the living room? The logical questions
Do I
to
have to give
where
you the wad of cash?
at this moment, when y'all just had an argument, since we're on Greg really quickly, I gotta talk about her mom.
Tokyo Tony Jr.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I recognize my mom is also like, I'm not going to say I saw my mom in Kay's mom, but I
Mhm.
understood that generation, if
Sure,
that makes sense.
absolutely. Mhm.
Especially of single moms who it's like you're friends with your mom, almost like sisters a little bit,
Mhm.
but like that's still your mom.
Mhm.
Small tangent. I believe that Kay, as a person, has not really had the space to be as simple or as gentle or as low key as she wants to be.
Oh.
I have a theory that Kay's mom has a huge influence on how Kay shows up in the world because yes, the lines felt rehearsed, but in my head, I could hear when Greg went over with that money. I didn't hear Kay. I felt her mom. So
Thank
Greg, what you gonna do is you gonna take the money. You show them girls. You show them that you got it. You should do that. Like that's the energy I felt, even though she didn't really say much.
You're a genius. 100%. Like that you summed up what I think I may have felt and could not articulate. Absolutely. It's
Because
not a competition between the
mhm,
mom and the daughter, but there are shoes to fill. Kay as
yes,
her daughter. Yes.
yes, absolutely. It didn't dawn on me that Kay's reactions to Angel and Wendy, and it's like, what did Stacey say? This personality that she just showed up with, it's not authentic to her. This is just my theory. Because the
Mm.
way that she was visibly uncomfortable trying to navigate all of the women at the head of that table. Jazz, when I tell you I paused this scene so many times at the table at Kay's apartment and literally put myself in each woman's shoes because the dynamics was like a masterclass in womanhood.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't see that this felt comfortable for Kay. It felt like this is what I was told is going to get me on top from my mom, who's sitting
From
right over
my
there.
mother who fed me lines. We rehearsed my
Mhm,
reads. Wendy clocked it and said, "You have these lines that you've rehearsed. Like these are rehearsed
mhm,
lines." It's so
mhm.
obvious. Like I'm gonna just expert tip, y'all. When y'all practice your reads in the mirror before you go on the show, we know. We know.
Every time.
But no, oh, Jazz, you're so right. That her mom looms over her as like the expectation, and Kay
Yeah,
might not actually want to meet that expectation.
I can relate. My
Yeah.
mom and I have like not a similar dynamic, but there is a thorough line in
Mm.
our journey that's like there's a as a single parent there is a place and a level that I've sacrificed for my child to reach to. And if they don't, I don't know what happens or what that
Mm.
means then.
Whoa, I feel like we can really break that down because I mean, so many women, like, this is what some people will call like a mother wound, right? Not like necessarily like the mom is a bad mom, but there's always been like this impossible standard within
Hmm.
like adolescence and girlhood and like teen years, and like her mom is so beautiful, well put together. I can imagine there was a lot of pressure on Kate to also be as beautiful, as put together. Like,
They look
yeah,
alike. I'm just
they
like, who started this aesthetic?
just so like, and when I called her mom Tokyo Tony, and it's not, I think Tokyo Tony is beautiful. She has an aesthetic that
Mhm.
I don't resonate with, but I'm not calling Kay's mom Tokyo Tony in a derogatory way. She just was
No,
really giving Tokyo Tony energy, especially sitting on that couch. Stacy said it, Kay's mom is
like this.
really making her presence known.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Yeah,
But that's so good about her mother. We could have such a long conversation about that, but I don't want this to be, 10 hours long.
facts. Okay,
Lightening it up, I want to talk about Giselle's outfit.
this was a hoax. This
Very,
this was not a real.
yeah,
This was intentional.
Giselle, like it's like for Giselle, it should be so like she is a beautiful lady. She has a
Stunning.
banging body. She's tall, fit as hell. Did you see her arms in her confessional? Like, she is so in shape. It
Hmm.
should be so easy. She could put on a paper bag and I'm sure it would look good, but instead, she does what she did for the Preakness party, a two-piece city trends floral number with the fascinator that she got from Dots.
I just want TMZ or somebody to catch her like not during filming so I can really just gauge how she dresses. Because I can't help but think this is a scheme that Todd set up. Like this doesn't feel real. Like I feel like you're playing with us.
It's a joke at this point, I think.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
part of her stick too. Like every
Yeah, I think so too. I'll tell you though, who did impress me in this scene when Wendy walked in. I said, "Oh, I take back." Well, no, I don't take back what I said. I hated those other outfits, but I was like,
she
"This is
redeemed
a
herself.
redemption." Like Miss Girl came
Yes.
in. This is, I think, this might be top 3 best Wendy has ever looked on the show. Everything was sitting. The girls were sitting. The hair, the fascinator, the binoculars. Sweetie,
She was breathtaking.
10 out of
She really
10.
was a breath. I was like, oh, now this is a look.
Where has this girl been this whole episode? Where was she?
She looked so just she woke up on the right side of the bed that morning. From how
100%.
she handled this whole dynamic at Kay's
Mhm.
to how she just
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. No, no. Ending out that scene though, Kay was really uncomfortable. She's making me a little uncomfortable because she was just really trying to be in competition with Wendy. Like she was making the issue that she had with Wendy so known, and then that spilled over into Angel and all of that. Kay actually did chin check Angel in that scene. Angel was on mute. Like, what was that?
We we gonna do a little collection plate for Angel because no one deserves to be put against the wall in that way by herself.
By yourself.
I'll pass the collection plate.
100% pass it over here. I have I have a $2 bill to put in.
I don't know about you, but I kept moving in my on my couch. I was
So
so
comfortable.
uncomfortable.
Yes,
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 so uncomfortable. I was like, "Ugh, make it stop, someone stop! No, guys, what are they
yes,
doing to her?" It was
yes.
just
And Kay, that was when Kay reestablished herself as in their dynamic. I'm back on top here. You're in my house right now. You came into my house. I opened the door for you to come in. Let's remember our positions. Disagree?
no, not
Oh.
disagree. I'm just so disappointed, if I'm being
Mm.
honest,
Mhm. Mhm.
because yeah, on Housewives, there's all these fights and back and forths, but like when you have a real friend on the show, to see that that respect is not what I thought it was is a
Yeah,
very devastating thing.
absolutely.
And then you want to have me in front of all these women accept my chin checking and prove my loyalty to you. By the
Yeah.
way, uh bravo Gizelle and Wendy. Y'all
The way they ping ponged that, and then Ashley was getting her licks in too.
her too
Stacey
much.
got it. It was, you know,
We can go down the whole table. I know we don't have time for that, but all I'll say really quickly is Stacey asked the right poignant questions. What does that mean,
she's a
Ashley?
journalist. She's a journalist. Journalist Stacey. Uh huh.
And
100
Gizelle and Wendy
executive
carried it.
producer.
And Kay just I'm sorry, but she didn't do her people math.
She did not. She did not. But that was a like that is Housewives, right? If there are certain scenes across the entire franchise,
Yeah.
every city has like their scenes where it's like that. That's why we tune in to this shit, right? That's why we watch it. That was one of those scenes because I'm like, this is so. I'm so entertained right now,
100%.
and then
It felt like they were flirting with us. Like, oh, you really want us to be watching this season? We're here. Okay.
and I was like, "Hey, yes, I'm in. Love you." Right. And
I'm
then it was like,
sold.
it was right. It was capped off by Angel then completely misdirecting her anger. Like she's mad at Wendy. I'm like, Giselle literally started this whole
She was actually mad at herself for not being better equipped. And I heard,
100.
I don't know if it was the Brooke Ashley who said it. It was someone who said it, but like there was a moment when she recognized what did I just sign up for?
Yes. I know
Everyone
that
has
moment.
that moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's I call it the, did I do that? Like, did I really sign up for this?
Did I do that? Yeah. Yes. I think I know which moment you're talking about when they
Hmm.
panned to her and she kind of like was breathing a little heavy. And I'm like, she just got her lashings and she doesn't know what she has subjected herself to. Yeah. It was again to the point you made earlier about Gizelle. She didn't want to be mad at Gizelle because she knows Gizelle is much more insulated within that group than
Hmm.
Wendy is. Wendy's an easier target. So it's like
Yeah.
it's easier for me to be mad at Wendy because like no one's gonna care as much.
But then also too, you have to remember she is in a fight for loyalty with Kay. And
Hmm.
so in that moment to prove that loyalty, Wendy is the person that she has to demonstrate that she's willing to have a problem with.
Stop. Do you have your psychology degree?
No, girl, I've just learned a lot in this space.
My goodness. Like the way you're just, I mean, points are being made.
And then
Lord.
also Silas and I, we love watching like true crimes and certain
Hmm.
series to where we love being like, so the reason why they did that. Because with his analytical brain and my writer brain, we can do this all day.
Gosh, a match made in heaven. I love to see that.
It's fun.
So we close out the episode with the party bus scene. I'm gonna just say this: Miss K was drunk. She had a few too many, and she's being very immature and loud and obnoxious. Obnoxious.
That's the perfect word.
Yeah.
Perfect word.
And I'm trying to. I was watching it, and I was like, wait a minute, did I miss something? Like, what is her real beef with Stacey? Like, why is she so?
Because she feels like Stacey is somebody you can son. If
Yeah.
she can son Angel,
Mhm.
Stacey's a no-brainer for her.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
in her mind, and I'm sure in pre-talks before the season, she probably had the impression from Ashley and Gizelle that we're gonna come for Stacey because she made in their mind like a dummy out of herself. But
Yeah.
they are underestimated just how lovable Stacey is.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was drunk, and I think that's why it surprised me that she was 37 because I just couldn't believe it because the emotional maturity was
Yeah.
just like in a deficit.
Yeah, it was non-existent for sure. She was. And then we close with Ashley saying that when Stacey's like, I don't want to chin check, I don't want you to chin check me. You would be the one to do it.
It's literally like I'm watching the episode right now as we're
Yes,
talking.
yes. Like she's so funny, but she said that, and Ashley goes, "It's too far." Ashley, you
Stop.
you tormented Kay last season about that damn scar and that fight, and now Stacey is taking it too far. Ashley,
She
please.
just wanted to get her word count in for this the episode. That's it.
Very, very that. And again, they're in a hazing phase with Stacey, so everything Stacey does is wrong. It's the same. We've seen it with Wendy. No
Yep.
matter what she says or does, it's gonna be wrong. So Stacey cannot win right now with these ladies. But listen, all in all, fantastic episode. I love the direction that we're going in for the season. It looks like we're turning up even more next episode when they finally make it to the Preakness event. That's where they're
Hmm.
yes, they make it there. I cannot wait to see it. But before I let you go, Jasmine, can we play a game? Can we play two games?
I love games.
Okay. I love
Let's do
games
it.
too. All right. The first
Let's do it.
game is called Dinner Party Guest List. Okay. Now,
Okay.
what I want to know, you have 5 slots at a dinner party. This is your dream dinner party. Okay. You have like a world class chef, the best wines, all of the caviar. You have 5 seats. These 5 seats can only be filled by either a reality TV star, a scripted TV character, so not the actor, the character, or a character from a movie.
Let's go. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm gonna first start off with I Love Lucy, Lucille Ball. I'll start off with her.
Mm.
I'm gonna move right on to Marcus Graham from Boomerang. Third, just for like entertainment, I'm gonna bring Stacey. I'm sorry, and I'm gonna say her next to Marcus Graham. It's someone from PBS.
That's fine.
Okay, Mr. Rogers.
Okay.
Um, and then lastly, probably just invite Shonda Rhimes. I don't know.
Shonda
Like,
You know
help us.
what? That actually is a very interesting guest list. For whatever reason, I feel like Stacey and Mr. Rogers would really hit it off. Like, I think they would have so much fun talking to each other. Shonda is there. You guys are going to be brainstorming like the next Scandal or Grey's Anatomy. I'm okay. This is where I have to make a confession. I've never seen Boomerang.
Oh no, Jazz.
I know.
You know what?
I know what it is. I
Your
know.
black card is going to be on probation
Yeah.
as long as you watch it before your wedding.
Okay.
Okay.
I can do that. I can commit to that. I'll even do a review and a recap. I've been so
Okay.
embarrassed to say it's Boomerang, and there's two other like staples of black cinema that I have not watched in full. Because I'm a pop culture freak, I understand all the cultural references. So I know when like there is a scene or like a quote
Not
from a
you
specific
faking it. What?
movie. Only for these 3 movies though, because I've seen the other ones. Like I know people who have never seen Friday. I can quote
Okay.
Friday because I've seen Friday millions of times. But there are 3 movies that are so important within black cinema that I have never seen, and I'm always yeah, yeah.
What are the other two?
Coming to America and The Color Purple.
You know what? I gotta I need to confer with the community. And we
Guys,
need to have a little conversation because as black folk in this country, it is our duty to make sure you have everything you need.
what what can I say? Okay? I've seen everything else, y'all. I've seen everything else. I've seen everything else.
I'm gonna sing you some things. Very important.
Please.
This has to be addressed.
But I know, like I said, I know the cultural relevance. I know the quotes. I know the scenes. It's almost like I've seen them.
But
I
you
just
have
haven't. Yeah,
to address
I know. I know, y'all. Saw me out, okay?
it. Okay, y'all be nice in the comments, child, because
Please,
this is
please do. I can't be the only one. Come
we'll
on.
see.
Yeah.
Tell
Just
you
be
one
nice,
thing,
guys.
and not to make you feel worse, but Silas moved here at 7 or 8. He's seen them all.
And what can I say to that? I was born here.
Like Stacey, I need you to rise.
I need to rise. Seriously. Okay, last game we're gonna play, Jasmine. This
Okay.
game is called the Channel Surf Q. So
Okay.
we need to know what you like to watch when you are not on screen. And I'm gonna give you some categories. And you're gonna give me one in each category.
Okay.
All right.
Brain, please activate.
Alrighty. So the first one, what is your comfort show? This is a show that you can go back and watch anytime.
I'm not a comfort. Oh, well, I'm more of a movie comfort person.
Comfort movie. Go ahead.
It's my best friend's wedding. Small little fact, I went to performing arts high school and I only went there because Julia Roberts went there. Because she was like my North Star in terms of like the type of theater superstar actress that I thought that was just like, yes, she's
Yeah.
quirky, she's stunning, she's quietly intelligent, just
Mhm.
uh yeah. So my best friend's wedding.
My best friend's wedding. Okay, comfort movie. All right. Reality show you do outside of Summer House Martha's Vineyard.
Okay, follow me on this. So Sai's like almost approaching 2, and so he's just like has his own particular personality. So it's like a pseudo Miss Rachel, but like for like behavior. I've been watching a lot
Mm.
of Super Nanny.
Wow.
Um, I would love to just be Super Nanny for a minute and be like, "Oh, what you think about that, darling? You can talk about that. Oh, what are they gonna do
Clearly.
when they grow up? Then are they gonna talk to people like this? Like that's what I would.
And you've been
Anything
practicing
with
the
kids.
accent.
Yes.
You got it.
Yes, parents, kids, like I'm so fascinated. I have an affinity now for just families navigating like the hard part of all of that. So that's something I would do.
That's so interesting. That's not where I thought you were gonna go at all, honestly. Like
Yeah,
I
I
would
love
have
being
never
a little
guessed that.
element of surprise.
Listen, surprise me. Okay. All right. So this one you can give me two
Okay.
movie that makes you laugh or a movie that makes you cry. Or you can give me both.
It has to be a movie.
If it's a TV show, do your
Okay,
thing.
great. Forever is just been on repeat this year because
Okay.
I just it's all the feels from both, from Justin and the parents, just all
Mhm.
of it. And funny enough, the whole Martha's Vineyard's in there as well, but Forever has made me cry in like such a good way.
Aw.
Oh, don't get emotional. And then laugh. Love is Blind has been pretty funny lately. Like
A joke. Yeah.
a joke.
Mhm.
A joke. I'll say that.
Exactly. Okay, cool. Love is Blind, and then Forever is the one that makes you cry. And then last one in the queue. What is something that you're watching that everybody needs to see?
All right. I'm going to say that everyone needs to rewatch something that I've been watching with Sai, which is Little Bill. So it doesn't have to be Little Bill specifically,
Mm-hmm.
but we all grew up watching a certain type of show as a kid. So from a nostalgia and like reconnecting to who you are kind of standpoint, go watch something you watched when you were a kid.
Mine is Rugrats. I feel
Okay,
like
were
I
you
can watch
for or
Rugrats.
against Cynthia?
The doll?
Angelica, my bad girl.
Oh, I'm like, Cynthia,
The
she's a
doll?
really good dancer, Cynthia. Like, yeah, I love Cynthia. Angelica, mixed bag. I feel like I'm gonna watch it as an adult and be like, felt. Like I kind of see, but you also have to understand, look at Angelica's upbringing. Her mom talks to her father. Her mom was crazy. So of course Angelica's gonna be what she get it from her mama.
You right.
Empathy.
You right.
You know what I'm saying? I see you, Angelica.
Justice for Angelica. That's crazy.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, Jasmine, so lovely having you to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. We got
This
to
was
get back on,
fun.
yeah, and talk about some more stuff. Tell people where they can find you and follow you if they would like to.
Absolutely. Got some really awesome stuff coming up next year. I'm super excited to talk about. But, follow me at Jasmine Ellis Cooper. Jasmine with an S and an E.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to my Real Housewives of Potomac recap with Jasmine Ellis Cooper from Summer House Martha's Vineyard. It was so good to talk to her about this. She had some gems. Like, she really changed my perspective on a lot of the scenes in this last episode. So I am looking forward to talking to her again about some other TV. Make sure you guys go follow her and then tune in next week for my episode 4 recap. Talk to you soon. Bye.